All right, we're standing at the Davis Waterfront Park, and this was land that was at one time part of a complex of industrial facilities that stretched from one end of Davis to the other, following the river and following the railroad that ran along the river. The first of those industrial facilities was a sawmill that was built in the year 1886, the year just after the railroad arrived, and it was built to saw hardwood lumber from hardwood trees in the surrounding woods. Over time, it changed hands a number of times. Its last owner, and the owner which brought it the most advanced technology, was the Babcock Boom and Lumber Company, which owned a number of sawmills throughout West Virginia and some of the neighboring states. And this town was kind of built and operated around forest products for a period of about 3.5 decades. This sawmill operated until about 1920, but in addition to the sawmill, there was also a tannery, which used chemicals extracted from tree bark to make leather. There was a pulp mill, which processed softwood logs to be turned into paper at some nearby paper mills owned by the West Virginia Pulp and Paper Company, which is also the company that was responsible for the company town where Cass Scenic Railroad State Park is today. The landscape would have looked very different in the days of timber and as would the riverfront. So we would have had a whole collection of very large timber frame wooden buildings to support the sawmill, the kilns where the lumber was dried, and some of the other related operations for producing lumber. And there would have been railroad tracks here just about everywhere. It was a branch line of the West Virginia the West Virginia Central and Pittsburgh Railroad that came up from Thomas, later became part of the Western Maryland. And the arrival of that railroad track essentially enabled the town of Davis to develop in the first place.